Hey guys, welcome back to Salem, Cellar. So I finally was able to watch the film Blood. Remember a few weeks back I did the trailer reaction? It's the movie starring Michelle Monaghan and Skeet Ulrich. Her son's drinking blood. Yes, that one. I watched it last night and I want to talk to you guys about it. I'll be right back. So Blood was released January 27th, 2023. It's a horror thriller. It's starring Michelle Monaghan and Skeet Ulrich. We love him here at the Cellar. It runs an hour and 48 minutes, and it's about Jess, a separated mother and nurse. She moves with her daughter and her young son Owen back into her old farmhouse. Shortly after settling in, Owen is bitten by their dog, resulting in a mysterious infection from the bite. Now, this was directed by Brad Anderson. This film is dark, suspenseful, and bloody, right? The name is Blood, right? So you expect it to be bloody. Now, when I started watching this film, it starts off a little slow, but it starts off in a way that I did enjoy. It kind of, gave a background to like their story. Each person, it's Jess, Michelle Monaghan, and Skeet Ulrich. They're going through a divorce, and they have 2 children. She's trying to get custody. Apparently, for the last 3 years, she was dealing with a pill addiction. She was self-medicating, and he was raising the children kind of on his own. She was there, but not. And he was sleeping with a nanny during the same time, They get a divorce. He's now with a nanny. They have a new baby, happily ever after, right? And she's taking the kids and she's moving into her family home, which is in a farmhouse, like in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of like a grungy little house, but it's cute. She's trying to make a better life for her and her children. And they have a puppy, a dog. His name is Pippin. Now, in the beginning, you see the bond with the dog, and I'm like, I knew immediately they're showing this dog too much, and the dog, for some reason, is triggered. When they first move into the house, the kids want to go fishing. They're told about this lake. They get to the lake is not there anymore. It's dried up. You just see this dark, creepy, white tree. The tree was actually really beautiful. But something's up with it. The dog's barking at it. Dogs sense these things. Now, one night, the dog sees something and runs out. You don't see the dog for a few days. The dog pops back up, eyes glowing. It's kind of like Pet Sematary. It immediately reminded me of Pet Sematary. The dog attacks the little boy. Yes, Owen gets attacked. He goes right for the neck. It's pretty vicious. So if you have a thing about dogs, if you're afraid of dogs, if you don't like dog bites, things like that, maybe look away or don't watch it or skip that part. It's brutal. So then Owen is rushed to the hospital. He is like barely making it, but he's able to pull through. He's not reacting to food really well. He's craving blood. Now, all of this we see in the trailer, so it's really not a spoiler. We see him drinking blood. We know something happens to him. He gets a virus or so, they don't really explain what it is. But then, their mom is like, okay, I need to keep you alive. What do I need to do to keep you alive? I need to kill animals. I need to kill people. I need to drain my own blood. She is literally willing to do anything to keep her son alive. Now, I don't want to go into too much of the story that you pretty much get from the trailer. I gave you a little bit more backstory, but I want to say that the first half of the movie I loved. It was shot really well. The acting was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm like, this is going to be a really good vampire movie. It felt like an original idea, but not really. It reminded me a lot of Pet Sematary. And I think my biggest issue is the ending. The ending was gut-wrenching and fell flat at the same time. It left me with a lot of questions. Like, it made me sad, but it also gave me, I'm like, okay, what? What was he infected with? Is it a virus? Because they never confirmed if it was a virus. When they ran his blood, they just said he was really anemic. They didn't find any infections or anything. So that doesn't make sense. Is it witchcraft? You know, that creepy old tree. They don't really ever tell you about it. They don't tell you a backstory to it. You know, one time the daughter goes by the tree and she's looking, and there's like a big hole. The whole tree is white and there's this big black hole, and she's looking into it, and you hear weird music in the background, and she's clearly afraid of something and she runs away. What's in the tree? You seeing a demon? Are you seeing an animal? Like, what infected the dog? We just don't know. They don't answer those questions. And that was my biggest issue with this film. It was really good up to the ending. I just didn't like the ending. It fell flat on its face, unfortunately. Will I watch it again? I will watch it again, but not really often. Now, when I really love a horror movie, I will watch that bad boy like over and over and over again. Like, I have a problem. Like, I will watch it every day for like weeks, and then I'll stop, and then I'll go to watch something else, but then I'll always come back to it. It's weird. I'm weird. But with this, I don't know if it's one I can watch all the time, but I think it would be really cool if we got like a kind of like a prequel, you know, when she lived in the house, because in the home, you see at the very end, there's a picture behind her, and it's like somebody in a boat on the little lake that was supposed to be there with that tree in the middle. Why did it dry up? Was her parents or grandparents witches? Were they keeping that like protected and the evil demons away? It was some witchcraft, weird crap going on. I don't know. I wish they would elaborate a little bit to the entire story. I think that would have really made it a work of art. It would have made it really like probably one of my favorite vampire movies. It's definitely bloody. Trigger warning: if you don't like animals dying, this might not be for you. If you don't like to see blood and veins and gross things like that, this might not be for you. I don't like to see animals die. I have a thing about like, you know, needles and veins and stuff. I don't mind blood, obviously. But yeah, it didn't bother me. The animal killing was weird. I usually am like, I'll cry, but this one I didn't for some reason. The boy was really cute. He was great at his role. He was creepy. He was scary at times. He did a really great job. I enjoyed him. Skeet was good in it. He was kind of like, he wanted to hate him because he's kind of like, you know, the douche ex-husband. But was he like, besides the whole nanny thing, he was raising their family when she was going through whatever she was going through. He was a good dad. So you can see, it's like, it was like a love-hate kind of like relationship with him. Michelle was great in it. I enjoy her movie. She was very intense. It's kind of like, what would a mom do for her children? How far would she go to protect them? I felt like she thought she was protecting her son and keeping him alive, but I don't really think she was handling it the right way. And I really don't think she was really looking out for his well-being. Like, she was missing these signs. Clearly, like, something's wrong with him. He shouldn't be drinking blood. He shouldn't want this blood warm and not be able to eat food. And at the same time, neglecting her other child, her daughter, putting her through like something that is going to be with her for the rest of her life. So there was just a lot of different layers to this film, but I did really, really enjoy it. Rating it, I would give it a 7. You know, it wasn't a bad movie. I didn't really have that many negatives to it, except the ending and the fact that we didn't get like kind of a backstory. If they do give us a prequel, excellent, great, amazing. But if they kind of leave it like leave it at this, which I'm sure this is it's gonna be, I'm sure we're not gonna get any more movies, then it kind of sucks, because I have so many more questions, like, and I'm sure you will too when you watch it. So yeah, it's a 7 for me. It is a decent movie. It was a good movie. It wasn't a great movie. I will watch it again, but I won't watch it anytime soon, like eventually. It really had so much potential, this film. So I recommend it though. I say give it a watch. It's definitely worth a watch. It's not that long. It's not longer than 2 hours. Give it a try. You might love it, you might hate it, but it's definitely a movie you want to watch, you know, take in and just enjoy it as much, you know, enjoy what they do give you. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you do watch it. I hope you enjoy it. Comment down below. Let me know if you've seen it yet, and I will be right back.